Hello everyone and welcome to Victoria's Action Figure Cantina. Today we're having a look at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series, number 15, Jango Fett 6-inch figure. This is one of Hasbro's latest entries into the 6-inch line of Black Series, and I think that it's a very welcome addition. We got Boba Fett a couple years back, and it's really nice to have his father, and I say that, doing this sort of thing. In the line because, it's Jango Fett. He was a cool character. He was pretty well received, as I recall, when Attack of the Clones came out. And, of course, he's the clone template for all of the clones that Hasbro has already made in the 6-inch line. So really nice and welcome addition to the line. Packaging, as you can see, has the same red and black The Force Awakens look for the Black Series. Figure is prominently displayed within. You can see an image of Jango there at the bottom. On the side, you can take a peek into the box. Opposite side indicates that this is number 15 in the series. And at the back, an image of Jango Fett once again with a paragraph indicating information about the character. In the final years of the Republic, Jango Fett was regarded as the best bounty hunter in the galaxy. Fett is covered in a sleek armored suit that conceals his scarred face. So, pretty anxious to get this one out of the box. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll take a closer look and see what Mr. Jango is like. All right, you guys, and here is Jango out of the box, and he looks good. He's a good-looking figure. Likeness looks pretty good. Costume looks very nice. Good coloration. I do have him hunched over just a little bit forward because he is a little bit prone to falling back, so you kind of got to adjust him a little bit. The armor looks quite good, pretty sleek and metallic looking indeed. Nice color to the flight suit. And being a Black Series figure, Jango has a good amount of articulation and a few accessories. Give you a close-up here at the face. And I think for the most part, it's done well. I mean, it certainly looks like Jango Fett. It really does. They did a good job with the skin color. His facial features look correct. Eyes are painted pretty well. The nose and the mouth. I mean, this really does look like Jango. The ears. It's a really good head sculpt. The hair is basically just black, as it was in the film. So that's really nicely done. One thing I would say, though, is that unfortunately he doesn't have the facial scars that he had in the film. He should have some facial scars, but they're not present, which is kind of a bummer. But if you're going to display this with the helmet, I guess that's not a bad thing. But, I mean, they should have given him the facial scars. Come on. The rest of the outfit, I think, is very nicely done. I think that they really got the coloration of the blue down pat and the coloration and metallic sheen of his armored bits look really good. I think they did a good job with that. Definitely looks pretty close to what it looked like in the film. All around, I really think that it's a nice costume. You can see his gauntlets there. He's got the black gloves and these little tubes that go from the gauntlets into his flight suit. And then his belt looks pretty nice. He's got his 2 holsters right there. And then the legs look quite nice. You will notice that there is quite a bit of detail on the paint. Like in his flight suit, there's a wash to it to kind of bring out a little bit more detail. It's not just blue. You can see like there's like some wash to just kind of highlight the sculpt, and that looks very nice. And with the armor, they give it this kind of dirtied up, battle-worn look, which I think is fantastic. So, I mean, considering they did all that, I am still surprised they didn't give him the facial scars, but it is what it is. Boots look pretty cool. And yeah, all around, I mean, they did a really nice, it almost looks like he's wearing like trainers. All around, they did a really nice job with this. In terms of articulation, Jango has a ball joint here at the neck. He can't really do a whole lot in terms of up or down movement, but, he goes side to side quite well, tilts just a little bit. He's got ball joints at the shoulders, but as you might imagine, they are hindered because of the shoulder pads. So, I mean, you can go out like that, but you're not really going to get it out all that much. He's got a pretty nice ball joint here at the torso. Kind of goes up and down a little bit. You can twist him around. You get swivels at both of the biceps, ball hinging at both of the elbows, though it's a little bit hindered because of the gauntlets. And then you get hinging at both of the wrists. You can swivel them around and then move them in and out like so. You get your ball joints here at the hips. He can't do a perfect split. The legs are hindered because of the holsters, though he does go in and out pretty well. You get swivels at both of the thighs. You get very stiff double bends at the knees. And then you get your ball hinging at both of the ankles along with rocker pivots. So For the most part, he's very nicely articulated, and it's very comparable to the articulation given to Boba Fett. In terms of accessories, Jango has his helmet, and it looks great. It's painted very nicely, very similar to the rest of his outfit, with the blue and silver color theme. And I like it. I think that the T-visor looks very nice. A little bit of blue overspray in the visor. Antenna looks good. It's basically plastic, but it is nice and straight. And the detail that they applied, along with the little dent right there, which is accurate to the film, is very nice. Inside's basically just like that bluish purple color. To get it on his head, just slip it on like that. It's a pretty good fit, if not a little bit tight. But, once you get it on, it looks very nice. You get the jetpack, which is attached to his back when you open him out of the box, but I went ahead and took it off. That way I could show you what it looks like. And, of course, Jango had 2 different jetpacks in the film. This was the second one that he had on Geonosis. So to get it on, you just line up the tabs with the holes right there. And this is also similar to Boba Fett's jetpack. And there it is. Seems to fit in pretty well. No issues with it moving around, which is great. Jango also has his 2 blasters that he had in the film, both identical. And basically you get some silver paint, kind of like a light blue paint there at the handle. They're a little bendy. As you can see, it's a little warped from being in the package. And to get them into the holsters, you just slide them right in, just like so. And it's a good fit. So aesthetically speaking, I think that Jango looks phenomenal. They did a very nice job with the aesthetics of the figure. Looks very much like it did in the film. Again, the only problem with it is that he's kind of back heavy, and then when you put on the rocket pack, he's even more back heavy. So you do kind of have to hunch him over just a little bit, angle his feet outward just a little bit so that you can get him to stand, because he is pretty heavy with that jetpack on. And now, of course, the obligatory comparison between Jango and Boba Fett. And it's really nice to see them next to each other. I think Jango's definitely a little bit more bulky looking, but they're both about the same height, which I think is fantastic, as they should be. It's interesting to see because this is supposed to be the same armor, I believe, especially the helmet, since that has the dent on it that Jango's helmet does. But it does look a little bit different. It's close enough, definitely passable, but there are some little differences in terms of size and scale of his armored bits compared to Boba's. But all in all, very nicely done. They look great together. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you have it. This is the Hasbro Star Wars, the Black Series, number 15, Jango Fett 6-inch action figure. All in all, you guys, I think that Hasbro did a really nice job with this figure. It's nice to see that in more recent waves of Black Series, the figures, to me at least, seem to be getting a little bit better. Of course, they were awesome when the series first launched. Lots of accessories, lots of articulation, very clean paint. But then after that, especially when we got into The Force Awakens, it seemed like quality control kind of slipped. In my opinion, I think it's getting back on par, at least a little bit. And of course, that's a good thing to see. The Jango figure itself, though, I think it's a phenomenal sculpt. I think that the coloration they went with on the figure looks terrific. The head sculpt underneath the helmet is great, just missing the facial scars, of course. The articulation, I think, is quite adequate for this figure. It is a bit hindered in some spots, such as the shoulders and the elbows, because of the armored bits that he has. The hips are a bit restricted because of the holsters, but for the most part, the articulation does work very well, and I think it's quite adequate for this figure. Accessories are pretty nice. Basically, you get the helmet, the jetpack, and the 2 blasters, which he holds well and fit quite nicely into his holsters. If you're a fan of Hasbro's 6-inch line of Black Series figures, or in particular Boba Fett or Jango Fett or the Bounty Hunters, I think you're going to like this one. I'm pretty happy with it, and I'm looking forward to getting him positioned on my shelf because he does look really, really cool. All right, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, then I do encourage you to please like and subscribe. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this version of Jango Fett, whether or not it's something you will be adding to your collection. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the latest news and updates, and as always, I want to thank you for watching Victoria's Cantina. Till next time, my friends, bye-bye.